Today, let's work on bringing together two skills that we've been working on, learning to use the sustain pedal along with this rhythm pattern. If this is your first time to my channel, you might want to go back to the videos where I introduce the sustain pedal and this rhythm pattern. I will link those videos in the description below so they're easy for you to find. For everyone else, let's just recap what we learned in those videos before we bring these two pieces together. The key point in my video introducing the sustain pedal was that if you want to have an unbroken wall of sound in your playing, you have to learn how to play your new chords before you lift and press the pedal. So we worked on this by playing along with a mantra, play up, down, to get us in the habit of continuing this wall of sound. In the introduction to this rhythm pattern, the key point in that video was to, first of all, give you notes to play if you were a true beginner, but more importantly, to show you what you can do with your hands to make those chords sound like actual music. To recap, you can see the pattern is written out here, and the basic idea is that sometimes your hands will play together, sometimes your hands will play separately. So if you understood this rhythm pattern, but playing along with the pedal was still difficult, let's take a minute to talk about why it might be difficult for you to play with the sustain pedal. In my experience, students tend to struggle with the sustain pedal for two main reasons. One is that they are not absolutely 100% crystal clear on when they are supposed to use the pedal. And two is that even if they are clear on when they're supposed to use the pedal, when they're practicing, they don't slow down their music enough to give themselves a really good chance at being successful at using the sustain pedal. So we're going to address both of those issues today. I will show you visually on the whiteboard where exactly to use the sustain pedal so that that component is crystal clear. Then we will head over to the keyboard where I will demonstrate how to use the sustain pedal with the rhythm pattern. And I will go slowly enough so that you will be able to follow along even if you are a true beginner. I'm really excited to pull this video together to help increase your skill. So if this sounds good, then let's get started. Okay, let's talk about how we might decide how to use the pedal for this rhythm pattern. Now we know that when we press the pedal, it is going to make all the rest of the notes that we play ring out together. So it kind of stands to reason that we would want to start using our pedal on beat 1. So I will use the traditional piano notation for raising and lowering the pedal on beat 1. So this is the classical piano notation indicating that we are going to lift and then press the pedal on beat 1. If we were to hold the pedal down all the way through this rhythm pattern, it means that all of these notes are going to ring out together. Now you can do that if you like the sound of it, but to me that tends to sound a little bit muddled. I like to reset the pedal halfway through the measure to make sure that the first half and the second half kind of ring out on their own. So I'm going to indicate that by adding another lift and press symbol halfway through the measure, and that means beat 3. Now to indicate that the pedal is going to be held between beats 1 and 3, I'm going to draw another line down here. This is going to indicate that the pedal will be held down between beats 1 and 3, and then again between beats 3 and the start of the next measure. So the theoretical way of describing this is that you would be resetting your pedal on beats 1 and 3, but another way that might be easier to think of this is just that when your hands play at the same time is when your pedal is going to reset. That happens at beats 1 and beats 3. So if I were to count this with the pedal, it would sound something like this. Play up, down, and 2, and play up, down, and 4, and. This is about as clear as I can make it on a whiteboard. I really should show you how to do this on a piano. So let's head over to the piano and we will try this together. Okay, so we are back at our keyboard and we have pedal cam again. And just for reference, this is middle C right here. Okay, now let's give this rhythm pattern a try. Let's just start with the C chord that we were working with before in our last video, okay? So we're gonna have C, E, and G in our right hand and octave Cs in our left hand. And we are going to try this rhythm pattern with the pedal. So now let me go through this very slowly so we can remember exactly what we're going to play, okay? I like to recommend that we start by pressing the pedal down. That way you always get in the habit of play up, down when you start to play, okay? So let's give this a try. So with the first beat, it's going to be play up, down, and 2, and play up, down, and 4, and let's try it again. Play up, down, and 2, and play up, down, and 4, and. Good stuff. Okay, so now let's try that one more time. We'll try that all the way through twice, okay? Ready? Play up, down, and 2, and play up, down, and 4, and play up, down, and 2, and play up, down, and 4, and. Okay, good stuff. Now let's try that. We'll do the exact same pattern, but we'll try just counting the numbers, counting the beats, and we'll see if we can remember to play up, down on beats 1 and 3. Okay, you ready? 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. Good stuff. Now I'm playing this as slowly as I imagine you might need this, but please feel free. If you feel that you need to do this even slower, go ahead and slow it down. Set yourself up for success. Take this as slow as you need to be successful. When you're ready, let's keep moving on and we'll try this a little bit faster. Okay, I'm gonna prepare my pedal. Let's try it about this speed. 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. Good stuff. Okay, awesome. Why don't we try this a little bit faster if you're ready? Whenever you're ready, let's try it at about this pace. 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. Awesome. Good stuff. Okay, are you ready to try it maybe a little bit faster? Okay, let me prepare my pedal. And let's try it about this pace. 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. Hey, good stuff. Okay, keep practicing that for a little while. And when you start getting the hang of that, you might want to try moving your chords in this rhythm pattern. Why don't I demonstrate that for you? So what I'll do is I'll play the rhythm pattern starting in the C chord. Then I will move up to the F chord, okay? And I'll string it together so that the first 2 beats are on C, the second 2 beats are on F, okay? And I'll show you what that looks like with the pedal. Ready? 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and one more time. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. Excellent. Great stuff. So I hope that demonstration was helpful to you. Again, please play that as slowly as you need to. That really is one of the biggest hurdles that my students encounter when they are trying to learn how to play with pedal, is making sure that they slow down their pace enough so that they can be successful. This is not a race. There is no rush. Take the time that you need to get comfortable with the pedal, okay? If you have any questions, please let me know. And good luck. Have fun with your piano this week.